Welcome back to the deep dive. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're tackling a concept from the book of Numbers, cities of refuge.
Ooh, yeah, those are interesting.
Yeah, so picture this. You're in ancient Israel,
Okay.
and it's like an eye for an eye justice.
Right.
If you accidentally kill someone,
Mm-hmm.
even if it was a total accident,
Yeah.
the victim's family could take revenge.
It's pretty intense.
Right. Things could get out of control real quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's where the cities of refuge come in.
Okay. So
It's a totally different approach. Yeah.
like a safety net.
Yeah, like a way to kind of step back from that immediate vengeance.
So instead of just revenge, there was a system.
Mm-hmm.
God told the Israelites to set aside 6 cities,
3 on each side of the Jordan River.
smart,
Yeah.
as safe havens.
Exactly.
So someone accidentally caused a death
Yeah, they could run to one of these cities.
to escape that immediate revenge.
Exactly.
Okay, but they get there, and then what?
Well, it wasn't just like, you're free.
Right.
You still had to go to trial
Oh, wait.
for the elders
The elder.
to figure out if the killing was really an accident.
Makes sense.
So it wasn't like a free pass. It was more like,
A chance to explain.
yeah, a chance to have things be looked at fairly.
So there were safeguards in place.
Exactly.
Wow. It's kind of like a early version of a legal system.
I think you could say that,
But
yeah.
like due process and fair trials.
Yeah.
Things we still consider important today.
Oh, for sure.
And it protected everyone.
Right.
Israelites,
So dangerous.
sojourners.
Yeah, it didn't matter who you were.
That's really interesting.
It really is.
Speaks volumes about the kind of society they were trying to build.
Absolutely.
A society that valued justice and fairness,
Definitely.
even
Yeah.
for those who made mistakes.
Exactly. It wasn't just about getting to the city, though. The person had to stay inside the city limits.
Oh, wow. Like they couldn't leave.
Exactly. And sometimes for years.
Years.
Until the high priest died.
That's a long time. Was that like part of the punishment?
It's interesting, right? It wasn't just about punishment. It was more about atonement and reflection.
So they had to think about what they did.
Yeah, like this time set aside, a separation from their old life, it let them really confront what happened.
And maybe make amends.
Exactly, with themselves and maybe the community.
It's almost like restorative justice.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Like focusing on repairing harm.
Yeah.
And, those relationships instead of just punishing.
You're right. That's a really great connection. And it makes you think, could we use those ideas today?
You mean like those ancient principles?
Yeah, like sanctuary and rehabilitation to help with challenges we face now.
Oh, I like that. Give me an example.
Well, think about like addiction or homelessness.
Okay.
Or helping people who are in prison get back into society.
Reintegration.
Yes, what if we made like metaphorical cities of refuge?
Metaphorical. So not like actual cities.
Right, more like support systems and programs where people could find help.
A safe space kind of.
Exactly. A place where someone struggling with addiction could find support without being judged.
And get back on their feet.
Exactly.
So instead of walls and city limits.
You're talking about support.
Resources.
Yes.
So like community centers offering help job training programs.
Yes, and mental health services to help people heal.
It's like taking that core idea of the cities of refuge
That's safe haven.
and making it work for today's problems.
It's not about saying what they did was okay.
Right.
It's about recognizing that people can grow and change.
Second chances.
And just like the cities of refuge had rules,
Mm-hmm.
these modern safe spaces would need structure and accountability.
So it's not a free pass.
No, it's about helping people take responsibility and work towards positive change.
This is really making me rethink how we view justice and punishment
It's a big shift.
instead of just locking people up or pushing them away.
What if we focused on healing and restoration? It's a really different way of thinking.
The cities of refuge show us that even ancient cultures
Thousands of years ago,
recognize that justice doesn't always have to be about revenge.
there's value in giving second chances and believing that people can change.
That's a powerful message.
It really is.
And it's something we need to think about today.
I agree.
It makes me wonder, what if we use this ancient wisdom to create more spaces for healing and growth,
Spaces where people can get a fresh start.
both physically and metaphorically?
That's the question, isn't it?
It really is, and it's a question we all need to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really makes you think, do we want a world that focuses on punishment?
Or one that focuses on giving people a chance to make things right.
Right, like the cities of refuge show us.
It's a different way of thinking about justice.
Maybe justice isn't always about being harsh,
Maybe it's about creating a path for healing.
for people to become part of the community again.
It's important to remember, though, it wasn't just about letting people off the hook.
Right, they still had to face the consequences.
You guys had to stand trial.
Accountability was still a key part of the system.
It was about creating a space for a fair process,
where everyone had a chance to be heard.
where justice could be served, but also.
Mercy.
Exactly. It recognized that people aren't just good or bad.
There's nuance.
We're all capable of making mistakes.
And we're all capable of change.
That's what I find so powerful about this concept.
Me too. It really challenges us to think differently about justice.
About what it means to build a society that is both just and merciful.
Wow, this deep dive has been incredible.
It really has. We covered so much.
From ancient laws to modern-day applications.
It's amazing how these ancient ideas can still be relevant today.
They really can.
I hope everyone listening has found this as thought-provoking as we have.
Me too.
So keep thinking about these questions.
About how we can create a better world.
A world that is more just and compassionate.
A world that offers second chances. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the cities of refuge.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, keep diving deep.